What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ulysses the Barber checking in for a brand new episode of Clean Grooming TV. This week we focusing on the flare phase, so let's get into it. As you can see, my client is looking real rough right now, man. It's been about 2.5-3 weeks since the last cut, so he's got an important engagement coming up, so let's get him cleaned up. Starting off just, brushing down my phase zone, man, getting it ready for that flare. So as you can see, I'm implementing that flare. Basically what I'm doing is I'm putting a small incision right in the middle of that taper, man, giving it life, man, giving it an area for me to fade around. So when the light hit, crazy, watch. I urge you to try this, man. It's a challenge, because what it does, it actually forces your hand to blend around this area and try to blend out this flare. And what it actually does is it causes the light, when you're actually finished with that whole haircut, it causes the light to hit this certain zone, and it really gives a good contrast. So if one of my clients, with a taper, stand next to another guy that did a taper, all day, you're gonna look at my client's taper and be like, yo, what is it about that taper that makes it stand out? What is it that makes this taper pop out? And it's this flare, man. I'm telling you, I really urge you to try this out. So right now I'm just getting busy with my wall seniors. I'm going right in, staying consistent, blending out that flare. You see me change my perspective. I switched to the right side of my client because, as a barber, man, it's all about perspective. You got to make sure you're paying attention to every angle, that can possibly be looked at. That's why you'll see barbers, glance back at the mirror, mid-cut, or, stand back for a second and just make sure you're seeing every vantage point, man. Because, he could be in a grocery store and somebody's behind him in line, or he could be at an interview and somebody's in front of him. So you got to make sure the haircut looks great from both angles. So that's all we doing right now, man. We getting busy. We got a one guard on right now, wall seniors, and it kind of looks like that flare went away, but I promise you, man, it's still hiding up under that fade, man. And it's gonna really pop out when I finish the haircut. So y'all just stay tuned, man. Y'all gonna see this whole thing come together, man. I'm talking about just great fading work right now, man. You see me taking my time. I'm not rushing it, So right now, what I'm doing is I'm really knocking down any of that excess hair that's on his mustache and around his beard line. What this step is doing is it's essentially throwing yourself an alley-oop, man. Imagine back in the Shaq and Kobe days when, Shaq threw up, an alley-oop, man, or vice versa. Kobe threw the alley-oop up and Shaq just slam dunked it. That's what I'm doing right now, man. Right now I'm Kobe. I'm just picking apart, the defense, which is the hair. And I'm getting ready to throw that lob up, man. And when I come back in with that lineup, slam dunk straight up, man. So as you can see, that hair is really laying down real nice, right in the front of the haircut. I mean, it's giving it a real nice, shape before I even lined it up. So right now, this is a very vital step, man. A lot of barbers don't do this. I've noticed you gotta line up the mustache right above the lip, man. I got this from my OG Walter Barber. This can really make or break a haircut, man, like especially when it comes to facial hair. So right now I'm doing my favorite part of the cut. I'm putting that C in, man, putting that curve in, man. This is what really sets apart, a great barber from an average barber. If you can get both of these boxes symmetrical, and I mean at the same size, the same shade, the same length, that really is a challenge, man. It's one of the hardest parts about the lineup, the symmetry and balance. You got to make sure you're looking at, facial landmarks, whether it be the eyebrow, the ear, whatever it may be that you need to focus on to get both of those sides balanced and symmetrical. Make sure you're doing that, man. And it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different, aspect that they focus on. So Right now, I'm getting ready to attack that front line, man. I told you this is the slam dunk part, man. This is the lineup that everybody sees. So this is a very important part. You see me starting from the center. You never start from this left or the right sides, man. That's gonna set yourself up for failure. You want to start from the center because you can always balance it back to the center. Now, if you start from the left or to the right, you're gonna run into problems where you're gonna be forced to push the hairline back just to make it straight. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation. So you see me working back to the center, working back out. Same thing. When I go to the side, I'm working on center, working back out. Now I'm coming to the box, going back into the center. So that's the center is your focal point for the front lineup. That's essentially what I'm getting at right now. Same thing on the right side, his left. So I'm making sure I work back to the center. I'm keeping that hairline consistent. I'm making sure that line stays as straight as possible, man. Go ahead and imagine like a roller, one of them flexible rollers from elementary school. Remember the rubber roller? Just imagine that right now along the top of the line and knock it out. So this is actually a tapering technique I got from my homie Get Bean. It's a very effective technique that really makes your taper come out faster. It's one of the things that really save a lot of time. It's you go ahead and put that ball in, and then you just blend it out, man. It's like a 3-step process and you're done with it. So this is just something for y'all to check out, see if you like it, try it out, man. Make sure you're following the steps though, because you don't want to push that taper up too high to the point where you basically giving them a fade in the back. You just want to make sure you measure your client's head, pause, and make sure that it matches with his head and with his lineup. Make it all come together. As you can see, man, I'm getting busy with these wall singers all day. I think I use these the whole cut. They just pack that power that I want. If anybody has tried out the wall 1919s, please, comment. Let me know how you like them, because I'm thinking about getting those next. A little bit more expensive. I believe they're around $165, but I hear they're supposed to be top of the line cordless wall clippers out right now. So as you see, I'm coming back to that flare side, man. I'm just really knocking down that excess. I got a 1 guard on. I'm flattening out the hair. I'm taking out the top of that beard line. I'm just putting kind of like the quote unquote finishing touches. I still got a couple more steps to go, with the beard. But as far as the fade on top and the taper on top, I'm just kind of putting on the finishing aspects of it. So I'm coming back on my Andis cordless T outliners. Shout out Andis, man. They sent me these for free when they first came out. Wanted me to try them out. So I appreciate y'all, man. Andis, one of my favorite clipper companies. So as you can see, that front line is looking real sharp, man. I'm just giving it that definition with my T outliners, man. I'll bring these out. These like my Weapon X, man. I don't even use these unless I have to, you know what I'm saying? So as you can see, you can use these to blend too. So I'm blending around in that flare. And if you look closely, you can slightly still see that flare and that fade, man. Just watch, man. If you go outside and the light hit, it's gonna just really pop out. So I got my curl sponge right now. I'll sell these at the loft. You can DM me if you want some of these. It's very effective, a lot better than a sponge. Get those curls in right, man. So this is one of my favorite parts to the cut as well, man. The beard line. This just brings it all together, man. This is like, if you get a crispy beard line up with the razor, plus the, symmetrical hairline and the flare fade, man, you talking about a $50 haircut, $60 haircut. This isn't no quick taper, 1-2 step. This is a tailored taper that is precision to my client's head shape. And they can recognize that. They can recognize the time you take, they can recognize the detail that you pay attention to. And when it's time for that tip, man, they're gonna throw the $20 on that tip. They're gonna throw $30 on that tip. You know what I mean? Like, you wanna make sure you're giving your client what they pay for. And it's also gonna make them come back for a cut. So yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and show y'all the finished product, man. This is Flare Fade by Ulysses the Barber, Clean Groom and Loft. Man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this if y'all support the movement, man. 100K barbers, it's easy, 6 digits. Let's get it.